You think your school hallways are confusing? Try navigating a road that changes its mind every 5 minutes. Now imagine there's a guy in charge of all those roads. That's the Lord of the mysterious pathways. He's not a king with a shiny crown or a stuffy old wizard in a pointy hat. Nope, he's more like that cool, slightly weird uncle you have. The one who shows up with strange souvenirs from places you've never heard of. He wears a long coat stitched with maps of places that don't exist. At least they don't exist on any normal map. His eyes twinkle like he knows the punchline to a joke the universe hasn't told yet. He is the master of all secret doors, hidden alleys and magical shortcuts. So why should you care about this mysterious dude? Because everyone at some point gets a little lost. Maybe you don't know which lunch table to sit at. Maybe you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. Or maybe you're literally lost in a forest and your phone has no signal. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways helps people who are stuck. He doesn't just give you a map and say good luck. He opens up a path just for you. A path that's exciting, a little scary, and always leads you somewhere important. He's the patron of adventurers, the guide for the confused, and the reason you should always check if that weird-looking brick in the wall is actually a doorknob. He doesn't have a big fancy castle. His home is the pathways themselves. You might find him leaning against a lamppost that flickers between gaslight and starlight. Or maybe he's sipping a cup of tea in a cafe that's only there on Tuesdays. He's always on the move, because his job is to maintain the infinite, ever-changing network of magical roads. He's part guide, part road worker, and part trickster. He knows that the best journeys aren't about getting from point A to point B. They're about what you discover along the way. He believes the straightest line is often the most boring one. And trust me, his pathways are anything but boring. People say he's as old as the first time someone wondered, what's over that hill? He has seen empires rise and fall from the secret alleyways behind their grand palaces. He has watched heroes be born on dusty crossroads. His job isn't to control your destiny, it's to give you more options. He provides the doors, you have to be brave enough to turn the knob. He is interesting because he represents a simple, powerful idea. The idea that there is always another way, another choice, another adventure waiting just around the corner if you only know where to look. And he's the one who leaves the corner there for you to find. What makes a pathway mysterious? It's not just a dirt track that's a bit overgrown with weeds. Oh no. The Lord's pathways are in a whole different league of weird. For starters, they don't always obey the laws of physics. You might take a step forward and end up 10 feet in the air, gently floating down like a leaf. Or you could walk through a doorway in your closet and find yourself on a beach where the sand is made of sugar. These paths are alive. They have moods. A happy path might sprout glowing flowers to light your way. An angry path might try to trip you with a grumpy tree root. One of the strangest things about these pathways is that they are personal. My mysterious pathway would look completely different from yours. If you love books, your path might be paved with the spines of giant, ancient novels. You would literally walk across stories to get where you're going. If I love music, my path might be a river of sound, and I'd have to hop across floating musical notes. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways doesn't believe in a one-size-fits-all approach to travel. He creates the journey specifically for the traveller. This means your biggest fears and your greatest hopes might just show up as part of the scenery. Think about this. You're walking down a normal city street. You see an alley you've never noticed before. It seems to shimmer just a little. That's a sign, it's an invitation. Step inside, and the brick walls might melt away, replaced by a forest with glowing mushrooms. The ground might turn into a soft, bouncy cloud. These pathways connect the ordinary world to extraordinary places. They are the secret nervous system of the universe. They are the shortcuts and the scenic routes that you can't find on Google Maps. They are mysterious because they are unpredictable, magical, and tailored just for you. And it's not just about the look of the paths, it's about how they work. Some roads can only be travelled backward. Some pathways only appear under a full moon. Others require you to answer a riddle from a talking squirrel before you can proceed. The Lord loves a good challenge. He thinks it makes the destination feel more earned. So the mystery isn't just about what you'll see, it's about what you'll have to do. You might have to be brave or clever or kind. The path itself tests you. It wants to know if you're ready for what lies at the end. It's a journey and a final exam, all rolled into one weird, wonderful road trip. Every journey has to start somewhere. For those who need a little help from the Lord of the mysterious pathways, that start is often at a place called the Whispering Crossroads. It doesn't look like much. It could be a simple four-way stop in the middle of a field, or the spot where two hallways meet in an empty school. But if you stand there, feeling lost and truly unsure of which way to go, you'll start to hear them. The whispers. They sound like wind rustling through leaves, but they form words. The whispers are the voices of all the people who have stood at that crossroads before you, all their hopes and fears still hanging in the air. The whispers don't give you clear answers. That would be too easy, and the Lord is not a fan of easy. Instead, they offer possibilities. One whisper might say, the path of stone leads to security. Another might hiss, the path of water leads to change. A third might sing, the path of air leads to freedom. You have to listen carefully, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Which whisper feels right? Which one makes you feel a spark of excitement or maybe a little bit of fear? That feeling is your internal compass, and this is its first test. The crossroads is where you stop thinking about what you should do and start feeling what you need to do. Let's say you're a kid named Leo. Leo is supposed to go to a fancy summer camp for math. His parents are so proud, but Leo secretly wants to be a chef. He stands at a crossroads, totally miserable. The whispers begin. One sounds like his dad, talking about a successful career. Another sounds like his mum, talking about making her happy. But then a new whisper comes. It smells like baking bread and sizzling garlic. It says, the path of flavors leads to joy. It's not loud, it's not demanding, but for Leo, it's the only one that matters. He has to choose which whisper to follow. The Lord of the mysterious pathways is often there, watching from a distance. He might be disguised as a scarecrow in the field or a janitor mopping the hallway floor. He doesn't interfere. The choice has to be yours. The Whispering Crossroads is the first gift he gives you, the gift of a meaningful choice. It's the moment you realize that the path everyone expects you to take is not the only one available. There are other options, secret and strange. All you have to do is listen to the right whisper and take that first terrifying, wonderful step onto a new road. So you've chosen a path. Congratulations, but don't expect a simple walk in the park. One of the first places many travelers end up is the Giggling Labyrinth of Reflections. Imagine a classic hedge maze, but instead of green hedges, the walls are made of funhouse mirrors. Every surface is polished and curved. As you walk, you see 1,000 versions of yourself. A tall, heroic you, a short, scared you, a silly you with a giant nose. And here's the creepy part. The reflections whisper and giggle at you. They are not just images, they are pieces of you. They are all the people you could be. The labyrinth is designed to confuse you. The giggles echo, making it impossible to tell which way they are coming from. The reflections try to trick you. The heroic reflection might say, this way to glory, and lead you right into a dead end. The scared reflection might whimper, don't go that way, it's too dangerous, blocking the real path forward. You can't trust what you see. The maze forces you to stop looking outside for answers and to start looking inside. You have to ignore the 1,000 distracting reflections and find the one true you in the middle of all the noise. Let's imagine a girl named Maya is in the labyrinth. Maya has always tried to be perfect, the perfect student, the perfect daughter. In the maze, she sees a reflection of herself, with a perfect score on a test. This is who you should be, it says. She sees another reflection, perfectly dressed and popular, who laughs, follow me. But every time she follows one of these perfect versions, the path twists and she ends up back where she started. The labyrinth giggles at her frustration. It seems impossible. She keeps getting lost by chasing after the images of who she thinks she should be. Finally, tired and frustrated, Maya sits down. She closes her eyes. She ignores the giggling reflections. She just breathes, and she asks herself, what do I want? Not her parents, not her teachers, her. When she opens her eyes, she sees a new reflection. It's just her. Normal, a little messy, and looking determined. This reflection doesn't speak, it just nods. And when Maya walks toward it, the mirrored wall melts away, revealing the exit. The Giggling Labyrinth teaches a crucial lesson. You can't find your way if you're trying to be someone else. You have to be true to your own reflection. After the confusing labyrinth, you might need something a little more epic. And the Lord of the Mysterious Pathways has just the thing, the Stardust Bridge. Now, this isn't a bridge made of concrete and steel. It's a shimmering, translucent ribbon of light that stretches across a vast, dark emptiness. Below you, there's nothing but the deep, silent void of space. Above you, galaxies swirl and comets zip past like cosmic fireworks. The bridge itself is woven from captured starlight and nebulae. It hums with a quiet, ancient energy. It is beautiful, amazing, and honestly, absolutely terrifying to cross. The tricky thing about the Stardust Bridge is its solidity. The bridge is made of belief. As long as you believe you can cross it, your feet will find a solid surface. But the moment you start to doubt, the bridge begins to fade. Your foot might just pass right through it, leaving you dangling over the infinite nothingness. You can't just be brave. You have to have faith in your own journey. You have to believe that you are on the right path and that the path will hold you up. The bridge is a test of your conviction. It asks you, how much do you really want this? Imagine our friend Leo, the aspiring chef, reaches the bridge. He takes a step and it holds firm. He looks down and sees the spinning stars. It's awesome. He takes another step, but then a thought creeps into his mind. This is crazy. I should be at math camp. What am I doing here? The moment he thinks that, the bridge under his feet flickers like a bad fluorescent light. It becomes transparent. He almost falls. He has to push the doubt away. He has to remember the smell of baking bread and the feeling of joy. He has to believe in his choice. I am a chef, he says out loud. The bridge solidifies under his feet again. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways built this bridge for a reason. Every big dream feels like crossing a terrifying, empty space. There are no guarantees, there's no safety net. All you have is your belief in yourself and your goal. The Stardust Bridge makes that feeling real. It forces you to confront your deepest doubts. Crossing it isn't about being fearless, it's about being full of fear and walking anyway, powered only by your own hope and determination. When you finally step onto solid ground on the other side, you don't just feel relieved, you feel powerful. You've proven to yourself that your belief is strong enough to build a bridge across the void. Eventually, after all the trials and weirdness, you might get to meet the man in charge. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways doesn't summon you to a grand throne room. The meeting is usually much more casual. You might round a corner and find him sitting on a park bench, feeding pigeons that are actually tiny, feathered dragons. Or he might be the friendly old man who runs a tiny bookshop you stumble into, a shop filled with books that write themselves as you read them. He's always where you least expect him, and he's always ready for a chat. He won't give you a lecture or a big speech. His style is more about asking questions. He might look at you with those twinkling eyes and ask something simple like, "So did you enjoy the walk?" or "That labyrinth bit tricky, wasn't it?" He wants to hear about your journey in your own words. He listens, really listens. He makes you feel like what you have to say is the most important thing in the universe. As you talk, you start to realize things. You explain how you got past the giggling reflections, and you realize how brave you were. You describe crossing the Stardust Bridge, and you understand how strong your belief has become. Let's say Maya finds him running a little tea shop where the cups never empty. She sits down, and he slides a cup of chamomile tea toward her. "Tough day?" he asks with a smile. She tells him everything, about the pressure to be perfect, about getting lost in the labyrinth, about the relief of finally just being herself. He just nods and sips his own tea. "It sounds to me," he says gently, "like you were trying to follow a map someone else drew for you. It's much easier to navigate when you're holding your own map, don't you think? It's not advice, it's an observation. But for Maya, it's a revelation. The Lord's purpose isn't to solve your problems. It's to help you see that you have already solved them yourself. He holds up a mirror, a normal one this time, not a labyrinth one, to your own experiences. He helps you connect the dots. The path wasn't just a random series of obstacles. It was a lesson plan, designed just for you. The labyrinth taught you self-acceptance. The bridge taught you faith. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways is the ultimate teacher, the kind who lets you figure out the answer on your own. His greatest secret is that he doesn't have any secrets. The magic was in you all along. The chat with the Lord is not the end of the journey, it's the final exam, but it's an open book test, and the book is your own life. After you've talked, he gives you a gift. It's not a magic sword or a bag of gold. It's something much more valuable. He helps you find your own internal compass. It's not a physical object you can hold. It's a feeling, a deep, quiet sense of knowing which way is north for you. It's the same feeling that helped you choose a path at the Whispering Crossroads, but now it's stronger, clearer, and always with you. How does he do this? He might ask you one final question. For Leo the chef, he might ask, if you could cook one meal for the whole world, what would it be? As Leo imagines it, the smells, the flavors, the happy faces, he feels a warm glow in his chest. That glow is his compass. For Maya, the recovering perfectionist, he might ask, what is one wonderfully imperfect thing you want to do tomorrow? As she imagines finger painting or singing off-key, she feels a jolt of pure fun. That joy is her compass. The Lord helps you identify the feeling that is your truest guide. This internal compass is the ultimate tool for navigation. It doesn't point to a geographical location. It points toward what is right for you. When you're faced with a choice, you just have to check your compass. Does this decision make you feel that warm glow of purpose? Does it give you that jolt of joy? Or does it make you feel cold and empty? The answer tells you which way to go. It's a simple system, but it's foolproof. It's powered by your own heart and your own experiences on the mysterious pathways. You no longer need the whispers at the crossroads. You have your own voice to guide you. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways knows his job is not to lead you forever. His job is to make himself unnecessary. He wants you to become your own guide. He wants you to be able to see the secret doors and hidden alleys in the ordinary world without his help. Finding your own compass is like graduating. You've learned the lessons of the pathways. You now have the skills to navigate the rest of your life's journey. The mysterious pathways are always there if you need them, but the goal is for you to be able to draw your own map on the blank pages of your future. After your adventures and your chat with the Lord, it's time to go home. But the way back is never the same as the way you came. You don't just retrace your steps. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways opens one final door for you. You step through it and you're back where you started. Maybe you're standing in your bedroom, or you're back at that boring bus stop. On the surface, everything looks exactly the same. The clock on the wall has only moved forward a few minutes. To everyone else, you never left. But you know better. Nothing is the same because you are different. You carry the lessons of the pathways with you. When you see your reflection, you don't just see your face. You remember the giggling labyrinth, and you smile at the real you, not some perfect idea of you. When you face a big, scary challenge like a final exam or trying out for the school play, you remember the Stardust Bridge. You know that belief in yourself is a real, solid force. The world hasn't changed, but the way you see it has. You start to notice things you never saw before. A crack in the pavement might look like a hidden path. An old, forgotten key might feel like an opportunity. For Leo, returning to his normal life is a test. His parents ask him about math camp again. The old Leo would have mumbled something and felt terrible. The new Leo, the one who crossed the Stardust Bridge, takes a deep breath. He feels the warm glow of his internal compass. Actually, he says, I want to talk to you about cooking school. It's scary. His hands might be shaking, but he does it. He is following his own path, even when it's right in his own kitchen. He has learned that the bravest adventures sometimes happen in the most ordinary places. For Maya, going back to school is different too. She used to stress about every single grade. Now she still works hard, But she doesn't panic if she gets a B. She remembers the labyrinth and knows that being perfect isn't the goal. The goal is to be herself. She joins the art club even though she's not the best painter. She does it because it's fun. Her friends notice a change. She seems happier, more relaxed. She is walking her own path, right down the middle of her school hallway. The journey home is the final mystery, discovering that you can bring the magic of the pathways back with you. So, what's the big idea? What can we learn from this strange guy with the map coat and his weird, wonderful roads? The lesson is simple, but it's one of the most important you'll ever learn. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways teaches us that there is more than one right way to live your life. The world will show you a big, wide, paved highway. It will tell you that this is the road everyone should take. It leads to a good job, a nice house, and a sensible life, and that's a fine road for some people. But it's not the only road. He teaches us that the best parts of life are often found on the detours. The scary, unpaved, slightly weird side roads are where you find the real adventures. They are where you learn who you really are. It's okay to get lost. In fact, sometimes getting lost is the only way to find where you're truly supposed to be. The confusion of the Whispering Crossroads, the challenge of the Giggling Labyrinth, the fear of the Stardust Bridge. These aren't punishments, they are gifts. They are the experiences that make us stronger, wiser, and more ourselves. The Lord of the Mysterious Pathways shows us that we all have a guide inside of us. We just have to learn to listen to it. That internal compass, that feeling of joy or purpose, is more reliable than any map or any advice from anyone else. Trusting that feeling is the bravest thing you can do. It means choosing your own adventure, even when it's not the easiest or most popular choice. It means having faith in your own journey, step by uncertain step. He reminds us that the goal isn't just to reach a destination, but to enjoy the walk. Ultimately, the Lord's message is one of hope and courage. He wants us to look at the world with a sense of wonder, to see the potential for magic in the mundane, to check the back of every wardrobe just in case, to know that if you feel stuck or lost, there is always another path waiting for you. It might be hidden, it might be strange, but it will be yours. And that, as the Lord of the Mysterious Pathways would tell you with a twinkle in his eye, makes all the difference. Your life is your very own mysterious pathway. Go explore it.